Hey everybody, come around here and welcome back to Craft the World. Where we left off last time, we were getting our base all set up here and gathering up some resources. And I think what we are going to do is we're going to gather up some wood so that we can start building our sky base. I still haven't really decided where we want to go with it quite yet. I think we want to do a base level here. And then we're going to go up 3 blocks, and then we're going to start our sky base. So that's the game plan as it sits right now. We'll see how that pans out. Alright, so let's get a little bit of foundation work done here. Unfortunately, they're not going to be able to reach those. So once you put in the background here, they won't be able to reach these because it's more than 2 blocks away from everything. So you can just start building your second layer. Once you build the second layer, they'll be able to walk on that and start getting all those into place. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and craft up some walls. Walls. Why do we not have walls? Oh yeah, we don't have walls because we haven't researched it yet. Fantastic. So we are going to need a couple of pots. There's, I think, the lab and the cooking fire kitchen thingamabobbers. Stoves. That's the word I'm looking for. You cook things on stoves. The stoves use pots as well, so why don't we go ahead and make a couple of those. That'll get us a little bit further along in our research. And while we're at it, we've got another ghost guy coming in here. They can go ahead and attack. Let's try and find some more iron here. So we've got some here, we've got some under this guy, and we're under attack from these guys. And that's always fantastic. So you can see, like I was saying last episode, the guys with the bucklers, they can make little stepping stools for the rest of the guys. So just gotta be aware of that. Actually, let's go ahead and speed up our game here so we can get a little bit of progress going. Let's build out our platform here a little more. And how are we doing here? Alright, so we don't really need locks right now, but we are going to need a couple of nails. So let's get some nails running here. And let's go around this guy. We'll dig straight down, and I'm gonna start to get that iron there. We also have some iron over here that we can start getting as well. So unfortunately, there is no door blocking this guy off, so he can hit us, and our dwarves will die from that. Do we even want to do it right there? I think we actually do want to go like completely around. The dwarves can be derpy at times. If they see a hostile enemy, even if they really won't be able to take it, sometimes they kind of run in and get confused. Once they get down to 1 heart, you can see these guys all have 3 hearts. Once they get down to 1 heart, they'll start panicking and running around, and they'll try to go home, but sometimes they run in the complete opposite direction, which is not good. So we just want to prevent that if at all possible. Alright, so we'll grab another tree. Got a couple of berry bushes here, actually apple bushes, I guess. Let's keep going with our terraforming here. Cut down that tree. Got an angry bird flying on through. Hey. Alright, so we're down here, so then they can start picking up that iron. Looks like we got a little iron in here too, so let's start clearing that out. They probably won't be able to get that guy because it's more than 2 blocks away. I also want to start getting some of this going. We'll do that. They do have a path all the way down here. You can see there's the first level, second level, and third level. They can climb on the 3rd level as long as it's not open air. Alright. And whenever you attack something, they go in full force. So you don't have to worry about one of them going and Ramboing and dying. But at the same time, if you have other tasks that you want them to do, like mining, if you do attack something, they will all stop what they're doing and go and try and attack. So just kind of be aware of that. Alright. So we got some more iron coming in, and let's, actually we can't make nails quite yet. Let's just put a portal here. We've got plenty of mana left over, so we might as well have them gather up iron for us real quick. And what else do we want to do? Let's put a background of dirt. Fill that in, continue our terraforming like so, and there we go. Alright. Can we do iron yet? Yes, we can. Alright. So now we should get a new tech tree. We're going to open up our basic instructions so we can do roof, we can do doors, wooden chest, and wooden wall. Wooden wall is the one that we are going to focus on right now. So drag one over, double click, and let's just make 60 walls. Easy peasy. Next up is a forge, and we can start getting into the iron tools. The improved portal is only required if you want to do multiplayer. As far as I know, the improved portal doesn't do anything else. So it's pretty expensive. You got to find gold and silver and all kinds of stuff like that. So I would probably skip that. It is not required at all. All right. Perfect. So let's start building our handy dandy residence here. All right. So a couple of things that we need to do. So first thing is we need to count up 3. So we'll do, if I can click, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this is where we're going to start our structure. And same thing's true here, so you need to put a background in, and then on top of that you need to put an actual wall segment to enclose it. The wall sections actually act as floors and walls, like side walls and back walls and roofs and ceilings and all kinds of stuff. So really the only thing that you need is the wall segments. You can make the roof of leaves if you want. It doesn't actually do anything though. There's no morale boost or anything like that. It is purely decorative. So I usually skip it, just because I like to keep building up and up and up and make Skyscraper. Alright, so we have a portal coming in. I'm actually going to have them go because that guy just jumped right into the fray, which is not good. One thing that you can do is you get 3 of these beware signs. What I'm actually going to do is put a beware sign there, so then if a portal opens up over here, they're not going to go chasing after it. They're going to stop at this sign, and they're never going to come around. So now we can fight on our turf. We don't jump into the big pit of death over here. So yeah, so you can see that he got below 1 heart, so they're gonna run away. All right, there we go. Alright, so let's continue building our floor here. We'll probably get another layer in as well. And we are on our way. Fantastic. So you can see that these wall segments, they as they attach together, they form floors and things like that. Idiots. The other thing that you can do if you want to make it look a certain way, like if you want to put you know, if you like having those extra supports in there, you can take a wall segment and just click, and it will cycle through the different versions of the walls and floors and things like that. So you can make whatever design you like. Alright, so the next thing that we need is we need a wooden hatch, because, oops, I need that. We don't have the benefit of being underground. So when you're underground, all you need to do is cut yourself off from the outside air, but since we're already in the air, we have to cover all of our escape routes. Alrighty. So we got a shelter is started here. We might as well move. Do we want to move those? We have wooden beds coming up. Oh, we do need advanced illuminating before we can do our mini-tier beds. The mini-tier beds are my favorite bed and really the only bed that I ever use. So that's kind of what we're going to be working up to. Let's see what we can do about getting there. So we have a mixed green salad. Let's make a couple of these guys. There we go. So we got our basic cooking done. Now we need to make some glass. Do we have any? Oh, we can't make glass. So to do advanced furnishings, we need advanced illumination. To do that, we need basic processing. To do basic processing, we need advanced ironworking. So let's do advanced ironworking. So we already have some water from last episode. That's good. We'll get our stone in here. We'll craft one of those guys up. And we can put down our forge. Let's start clearing all this out so that we have a little bit of workspace area. I'm actually going to clear that out as well. And we'll start replacing this with actual floor pieces so that we can get a nice too high area here where we can start putting in some new structures. There we go. So we have our forge coming down. Sky Blue's got it coming. There we go. Alright. So let's go ahead and craft up some glass. Where's the glass? Oh, do we not have glass yet? Yeah, we don't have glass yet. That's why. So out of here, there's a couple things that we could do. You could do a smith apron. So smith apron increases the smithing skill for anybody. I don't think we have any smiths right now. We do have a smith. But I want to do a grinding stone in this guy, so it doesn't really matter. So I usually don't do these like the smith's aprons and climbing shoes and all those things. I usually do anything that improves your ability to fight. So there's a bag of potions for the mage, there's the archer gloves, and there's the grinding stones. Those are the big ones, and then the other slot I use for backpacks. So, but feel free, you know, obviously there is, I do make them from time to time, just because, you know, sometimes early game it is nice to have a little bit higher skill. They actually craft things faster if they have a higher skill. So, you can see this guy, select dwarf, equip. He doesn't actually have the smithing skills, so he's going pretty slow. Alright, got one of our tasks completed. That's definitely good. We don't have any in our stockpile quite yet. Now we delivered it, so we can find, I thought I had a miner. I apparently don't. I think our, did he die? I'm not entirely sure. Interesting. Alright. What else we got here? Alright, so let's start expanding this a little bit more. How far do we want to go? So, like I said last episode, you want to make sure that you have a one wide path on either side of your ladder, just in case you want to put an elevator there. If you don't want to put an elevator there, then you can fill it with other stuff, like decorations and things like that. So it really does make sense to just leave that gap there. So then we do 1, gap 2, and then, yeah. Let's see what we got here. We'll just start putting down some beds. Do we want to do too wide? We should have about 12 population by the end of this this map. So if we do 4, that'll be 16. Yeah, that'll be fine. We'll do it that way. Alright. So let's start building a second level here. And we actually need more wall segments. You'd be surprised how quickly you go through those. I know I built like 60 of them to begin with, and we're out of them already, so they go pretty quickly. Alright, let's actually put our totem right in here. Why not? Why the heck not? Actually, let's Let's keep that clear. So you kind of have to make sure that you don't block off various things. If they would have built this one first, they would have derped there, and you would have had to destroy this wall so that they could place that wall and build some scaffolding. It's a big whole process, so just be careful when you do order of operations when you're building stuff. So, as you notice down here on our totem guy, we have a 5% comfort level, which is not good. A couple things will affect your comfort level. One of the big ones is the material that you build your house out of. So the background here actually doesn't matter. I could have made this out of dirt or gold, and it would not matter. The things that matter are the walls and the floor. Those are the ones that affect your comfort level. I used the wood here. I could have done like a dirt background and wooden walls and floor, but it just doesn't look nice. So we'll go with the nice stuff just for these guys. Alright. So let's actually build some more wall segments. Why the heck not? We'll do 60 more. Use up most of our wood. That's fine. We've got plenty of wood. Actually, we'll do that. And if you ever need more wood, like if you just don't want to go out, or you know, it's too dangerous, it's nighttime, you don't have any materials. I don't know if we get it quite yet. You might only get that with the later versions, but there's a spell you can cast. It's a magical forest. There it is. It's a magic forest. So once you get farming done, you can cast magic forest, and it grows a whole bunch of trees immediately for you in the area. Then you can chop them down. So wood is not all that valuable in this map. Alright, so we need to do space bed, and then this needs to be a space, so we need to build another wall segment there. So you can see that it doesn't actually let me build a wall there because it says the bed's in the way. But you can build stuff next to beds as long as it's not blocking anything. So you can build decorations and things like that next to the beds without any problems. Alright, so we'll do that. We'll get rid of the vines there. And good times. Alright, so what do we want to do here? We could do Smith Apron. It's actually pretty cheap, so I think I will make a couple of these just to get our research a little higher. What about climbing shoes? That needs rope. Rope is too valuable for us right now, so I'm going to skip that. I'm going to fill in the rest of our research with tools. Let's get all these folks equipped with some tools. Alright, so we got all of our high-end tools done and accounted for. Actually, we'll start mining this out. I'm going to put another portal here, just so that they can do it real quickly. So they can walk into that portal, and then boom, they're here, and they are working. So the portal is pretty much the best use of your mana at this point. Also do use the light quite a bit, so you can kind of see, once they break through this wall, we should have a little bit of segment in here, and then we can use our light to light up this entire area. And then you can kind of scope around. So we got some gold, and we got some silver over here. You know, you can kind of do a little bit of scouting for some resources that you're going to need coming up. Alrighty. So we should have some iron in our stockpile, so let's go ahead and finish up a couple of axes here. And we'll wait for that. So one of the kind of derpy things about this game is you can see how the progress bar is almost at the end. You want to be careful when you're making some multi crafts, like the arrows and the rope and things like that, because this makes 3, and for whatever reason the progress bar doesn't always register correctly, so you can actually overcreate, and if you're wasting materials like that, you're gonna run into some hard times. So it's not too big of a deal. The one disclaimer that I have for everybody, though, is don't waste materials unnecessarily. When you get to the end of the game, certain resources like iron, you pretty much scrape every little bit of iron out of this entire map to complete a lot of your tech tree. So, and mithril as well. Mithril, you need just so incredibly much mithril. It is completely ridiculous how much mithril you need to be able to outfit everybody just with weapons. So, just be careful. Don't go headlong and start crafting up everything in the most expensive recipes possible just for tech tree advancement. Alright. So we've got a rat's nest down here, and unfortunately we can't actually get to it. But luckily it can't get to our food, so we don't have to worry about it. Alright. We are doing pretty good on our structure here. Almost got it handled, and I'm gonna make one more hatch so that we can cap this off. Eventually I do want to keep building up, but I want to make just a little bit of a home first, and then we can always expand and put more layers on top when we need to. Alright. Alright, so once we get our last chunks of wall in here, we should have a brand new home for these folks. So you might be asking why I put a 3 gap in here. When we get to the end of the tech tree, we have a defensive weapon here called the Tesla Tower. You can stack 3 of them on top of each other and make this super weapon. 4 tier 3 Tesla Towers can defend your entire house by itself. You don't need any help from your dwarves. Even eventually when this opens up 3 portals at once, it can take out all 3 portals worth of waves without any trouble. So definitely a good idea to leave the 3 here. That's also why I do either a sky base or a bunker underground, because there's one point of entry and all of the mobs have to come by and go right past those Tesla towers. If you have this on the ground and you have a door on each side, then you need to put Tesla towers on both sides, and they can get attacked, and one side is useless while the other side is getting destroyed. So I like sky bases and bunkers, my personal preference. Alright, house completed. Looky. So 19%. So we're doing a lot better. So this was only 5%, now we're at 19%. Fantastic. What else we got here? So let's continue on with the tech tree. So it looks like we do need a little bit more. The iron pickaxe is more useful. Anybody can really hack down a tree, but 90% of what you're going to do is mining. So you really want to focus on the pickaxes if you can. Alright, did I actually make, yeah. So we got one of those, and tech tree is done. So now we can do basic processing. So let's go ahead and get some glass up and running here. We actually need a lot of glass, so I'm just going to make all of it. We'll do bottles as well when that's completed, and then we need to convert the bottles into oil. We will also need some clay, so we might as well get some clay up and running here. And then once we make the bottles, we'll be able to finish out our tech tree there and continue on. Like I said, our goal is to get better beds. So the many tier beds is what I'm looking for. Alright. And we might as well build another forge. So let's get that up and running here. So I usually do 2 of each. That seems to be a pretty good compromise. You can do as many as you want. You can do 10 of these if you want, but I find that 2 is sufficient. So 2 forges, 2 workbenches, and then you're gonna also make the workshop. So the workshop is the last main one that you need. There's also a mill, and there's an alchemy lab. So those are some other buildings, but those are lesser devices. You only really need 1 of those. So 2, 2, 2, 1, and 1. And it works out nicely. It's got some nice symmetry to it and all that good stuff. Alright, looks like we got another bed here, so we'll go ahead and put that up there. get them some nice sleep. And voila. Alright, so we got our glass going. Let's also start crafting up some glass bottles while we're at it. There we go, so 10 glass bottles. We also need some coal, because we are running low on coal. So might as well go mine that up if we can. Get them all working. Get them all rested up. So like I said in the previous episode, the comfort level increases the amount of hearts they heal as they rest. So you want to make sure that this is as high as possible in your home. I do this as well just because when you use the allow dwarves to leave the shelter and forbid them, they can retreat here and they can continue to work and craft things. If you don't have this by all of your crafting stuff, then when you do this, they're going to abandon all of their crafts and they're going to try and go up here, which is not what you want them to do. So, if you're under attack, you want them to continue to make weapons and armor and all that kind of stuff so that you can continue to defend yourself more and more. Alright, basic processing is done, and then we can do advanced illuminating. This tech tier is really bad because it's pretty expensive. You need to make oil and you need to use rope and all kinds of stuff. So this one's kind of a bummer, but it is what it is. So, oops, it's stone and we're going to do glass. Might as well just make all that. So, this one you're definitely going to waste materials. Wall lamp is probably one of the better ones. It only gives you comfort 2, though, and we're going to replace that pretty soon with some better decorations. So like the skull shield, I think is like a +5. The skull shield's, it's really cheap, too. You just use skeleton bones, which we have a trillion skeleton bones from all the times that they've attacked us. Eventually this will be in the hundreds. You'll get attacked so often. So, good times. What do torches give us? So slime torch gives nothing. All right, yeah. So you can at least get some illumination out of it, and get a little bit of a decor boost until that happens, which I guess is okay. So the miner's lamp, you can place it on the ground, you can pick it up, and you can move it around. I honestly don't really use them. Decorative lamp, it doesn't actually give you any morale boost, so I don't really know what the purpose of that is. It's just wasted space inside. Like I say, you can put it outside, you know, and make it look all pretty, but the wall lamp, since it's give us a comfort of 2, is what we're looking for. So let's go ahead and max those out. Probably shouldn't have maxed those out. 24 is a lot. But they're better than torches, so we might as well use them. Let's see, so wall lamps. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Why not? We'll make sure they are well lit. You can't put any there because they are too close together, but it'll give a little bit of a comfort boost. Alright, so we're at 34 just by putting a couple lamps in here. Pretty nice. And you can see that it turned to yellow now, so he's a little bit happier. He's got a little smile on his face. Once we get above 50%, I think he turns green, and then we're good. So they regen pretty darn quickly, about 50%. Let's actually start building our second level here. Might as well build blocks. And why don't we start capping this off? So then they stop kind of coming in there. They'll have to actually build up. And then we can get rid of this beware sign, so then we don't have to worry about that. Alrighty. How are we doing on our tech tree? So we're almost there. What do we want to do? We could probably do... portable lamp is another one of those efficiency skills for miners. Like I said, I don't necessarily use those because I don't find them useful. Miner's lamp, we could honestly probably do a couple miner's lamps. Sometimes it's nice to have a little bit of portable light. Even though it uses a rope. It uses a rope. Do I want to do that? Or do I just want to burn it on? I'll just burn on these. Changed my mind. Alright. Let's see. Those need to be crafted. They do need to be crafted. Ah, these silly ghosts. Silly, silly ghosts. What are we gonna do with them? Let's get our wall in here as well. Okay. Now, we want to do 1, 2, 3, 4. So our floor is going to be here. The reason you want to do 4 here is the mini-tier beds can stack 4 high. So if we do 4 by 4, that'll be 16, and that'll be plenty for our dwarves. Well, like I said, by the end of this world, we should have about 12, maybe 13 dwarves, depending on how fast we go. Alrighty, get rid of you. Looks like our pine cones are still good. They're honestly probably getting hungry. They should have 2 sources of food at all times. That's the recommendation. But for now, it is what it is. Alrighty. So that should take us to the end of that tier, and then we can do our home furnishings. I think next episode we're probably going to work on basic weaponry, because what I want to unlock is the Froglisk and the Owl Cat houses. They have a couple special properties to them, and we can kind of go over that next episode. So please stay tuned until then. They're actually pretty darn cool. You do need the expansion if you want the Owlcat House and the Froglisk, so just kind of be aware of that. Alright, we got our advanced illuminating, so we got advanced processing, so we can make the all-important steel, which is great because we can start making some steel pickaxes and axes, and we get furnishings. So, a couple things we want to do. We can build 10 beds. So, let's do 4. We'll do 4 of those, and then we are going to upgrade those into the many-tier beds. As the many-tier beds are the greatest. So we'll do that, and that. We'll craft all of those, and boom. So I'm going to actually take out those beds, and I'm going to replace them with these canopy-looking guys. Once they build those, you can just stack one right on top of the next. Just like so. And there you go. So let me give you a little idea of what's going on here. So the bed of leaves, take a look at that. It has no comfort at all. The wooden bed has a comfort of 2. Many-tier has a comfort of 8. It is ridiculous. There's another one over here. It's the comfortable bed. You cannot stack these, and I think the comfort on that is 5. So I don't really understand the reasoning, but whatever. So we're up to 42%, so this guy's almost up to green, which is fantastic. That's what we want to do. And we're out of wall segments, so we can't really go too much further there. We can kill the sheep, though. So both these guys are actually nice and fluffy now. So we can go ahead and get some wool off of them. I see this guy is kind of looking a little bit scrawny. He's not ready for shearing yet, but these guys are nice and plump. So we can make some more rope out of that, which is good. Rope is pretty important. When you eventually do take over these chambers, you can also take down these banners and you can get rope from them as well. Actually, let's do that. Because this one doesn't have a guardian at all. That's pretty good. I'm going to put this down here. Oh, the guardian fell out. They do that from time to time. Sometimes they can kind of glitch out of the area. So remove rope, remove rope. We're going to do there, build earth, and build earth. So they'll be able to reach that and build it, climb up on top of it, and then they'll be able to get the rope down. So we get some free rope out of it, and we get some free fabric, which is good too. And then we have this blue chest. These things are awesome because these can give you anything in the game. They can give you like food, weapons. They can even give you mithril armor and mithril weapons. Like they are crazy good. So I would highly recommend that when you get a chance to take out all of those little chests. So we'll take that portal down. If they go in here and the portal disappears, they'll get stuck in there and they'll starve. And they won't be productive, obviously, because they are not in your base. So just kind of be careful of that. Make sure that if you use a portal to get into a room that you don't have access to, that you clear everybody out. Good way of doing that is once they've fulfilled all of their objectives in here, if you forbid them from leaving the shelter, they will go straight to the portal, go through it. You can close the portal, and then you can free them. One other thing, like I said last episode too, these doors, you don't have to worry about it in the easy mode, but as you get into the more difficult modes, you'll get like 10 or 12 goblins come popping out of these doors when you walk past it, and they will wreck your day. I've had fully mithril outfitted guys just get slaughtered by these because they hit 12 at a time, and even mithril armor can't defend them from everything, so gotta be careful of those. Are you stuck? You're stuck. Troll. So sometimes these guys get a little derpy, but so let's have everybody go eat. I will. What do I have for food? Do I have any good food yet? I don't think I really do, but we'll put some salads there. Just so that they get a little bit of a rotation. Eventually, if you only have one table of one kind of food, they'll get sick of it and they'll just stop eating. And then they won't regen hearts. Which is not good. Alright, what else we got here? So let's make some more beds while we're at it. 3, 4, we'll make 5, and then make 5 of those. And we'll take out the bed of leaves. And we'll put these guys in. So comfort 42. Give them some brand spanking new comfy beds. And we're up to 51. Fantastic. So you can see he's got a nice little smile on his face. Well, he had it for a second there. But the more beds you have in an area, the lower the comfort level. So you just kind of got to be careful of that. One way of combating that is to make multiple homes. So use multiple totems to make like multiple homes, and only put a couple beds per area. But I don't have a problem with that. I put way more decoration than is necessary for them to have a nice place to live and all that good stuff. All right, so I think that is going to call it for this episode. Next episode, what we're going to do is we're going to work on basic weaponry. So like I said, we can get to the Froglisk and the Owl Cat. Those are pretty darn cool, if I do say so myself. So if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, anything that you want me to do next episode, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Otherwise, have a great one, and see you next time.